Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to discuss how you can scale even further with Post IDs. Before I start the video, watch the video, see what I'm doing. If you cannot do it, I have no other solution. Don't my in the comments.
I cannot do it.
How the fuck can I find this post ID and all of this kind of stuff?
I found a very simple way of using any post ID that you want. If you are in another situation and you cannot find it or whatever, I have no other solution. This is what I'm proposing in the video. This is what I think that you should do. If you cannot find it, or if you are lazy enough to not watch the whole video because this is also another situation, don't bust my on the comments, okay? Let's go. So, a lot of times, marketeers, we tend to scale as much as we can, as long as we hit specific ROAS for our clients that we have discussed upon an agreement. To be honest with you, you reach to the point that you go to 200K, 300K, 400K per month, and then it starts to slow down or the ROAS are dropping and stuff. The thing that I have realized that has helped me a lot in the previous year, in the whole previous year, and I'm just showing you how I did it with some other accounts, is that the post IDs was the only thing that after some point that I was hitting a threshold, they would help me go further and further and further in scaling. And this is what I have done, and I have found a very efficient way of finding all the different post IDs. Why? Because when you're running ads, for example, in an advanced class campaign, you're putting one creative and then you're putting 5 copies, for example, and 5 headlines. This is creating different post IDs based on the combination that are going to have. But how are you going to be able to find those? Well, from the comments. By answering the comments inside the Business Suite hub, you will be able to find these post IDs, and I'm going to show you how you can use it after that. A lot of times there is a misconception on how people can actually use it even from the comments, and I have found a very efficient way, which I'm going to show you in a little bit in some live accounts. So when you are starting, you cannot just use immediately post IDs. What you have to do is you have to do dynamic ads, my crazy method, advanced plus campaigns. This is creating a lot of different post IDs from the different combinations that you're going to have with dynamic ads, especially if you use 10 creatives and 5 copies and 5 headlines. The combinations are so many that you cannot even just go and isolate them. The thing is that you are running ads, you are having good results, and then you are seeing that some of these posts are being built up in terms of having comments, engagement and stuff. It's really pity if you don't use them in order to scale even more, because when you are reaching to a point that you are reaching a certain threshold and you cannot scale because your ROAS is dropping, or you cannot scale in a profitable way or whatever, what you need is credibility. If you take credibility from the comments, you are going to be able to scale more and more. I have seen it. There is no doubt about it. I believe it 100%. The post IDs are the one thing that even if you're a small account, they're going to help you go better. If you're struggling with some ROAS, they're going to give you better ROAS. If you're not having them, for instance, because you're not spending a lot, okay, try to find first campaigns that are working, and when they are going to build some post IDs and try to use those. But at the end game, they're very important, and for me it's the last card that you're going to play, and you're going to scale as much as you can with that. Sorry for the big mess over here, blurring things and stuff, but as you know, I'm protecting all of my clients. You will get the whole idea of how this thing is working. Basically, the thing here is this. You go to your Business Suite, and after that you can click over here to the drop-down menu, which I'm not going to click because it's going to make editing a hell. And you can see all the different Facebook pages that you have. If you have a lot of different Facebook pages because you're an advertiser, this is where you're going to find it. You have access to them. And what you're doing after that is you click on Facebook comments. And over there, you're going to have a list. If you cannot see the list, it's because maybe your virtual assistants or whatever, they are doing work to it. So press done, for example, in order to see all of the ones that they have been served and answered as questions. So when you're doing dynamic creative ads or normal ads, basically it's creating a lot of different post IDs based on the combinations that you're going to have. It's going to take copy 1, headline 2, and video 2, for example, from your dynamic ad. This is just one combination, one post ID. If this one starts working very well, it's getting sales, comments, share, and then if you don't have a way of finding those and using them, you can do nothing about it. For example, if we come here, we can see that this specific, the first one, for example, it has 145 comments, okay? If we go on the next one, 79. Most of the times you're going to see the same video, the same creative, you're going to see all of that. Then we go 56 comments, okay? And then we go 160 comments. There are some bigger ones, 2 comments, 113 comments. You will see some small ones and bigger ones. And you're doing that, okay? So whenever someone is commenting in something, you are going to be able to find it here. In other words, and if we want to put it in a very simple way, it's better to use a post ID that has, of course you can read the comments to see if it's good or bad or whatever, but it's better to use a post ID that has comments inside instead of doing another dynamic creative ad, for example, and starting from zero building it. So that being said, the way that I have found that you can take this is by clicking on the date over here. So if we click on the date over here, we're going to be able to see one URL, okay? And this is our ad, and we have the comments here, which again, sorry, but I'm going to hide. Over here, what you can do is you can take this ID, which I'm going to hide the half of it so that you're not going to be able to find it. Sorry guys, but I don't trust you at all. So you see, you copy all of it, you are going to see half of it because I'm blurring it. And then what you're going to do is, let's say, for example, that we go in this ad account and we press, for example, create just to make one dummy campaign. Let's do it Advanced Plus, it's going to be easier. Okay, let's come here and then we click here, use existing post in order to do it. And if you come here and you click on this one, sorry for that, of course you need to select a Facebook page in order to do it. So we selected the page that we want here. And if you go to select post now, we can use this one, the exact, and boom, you have your post ID there. Now, a lot of times I see a discrepancy between the comments and the comments that you see there. For example, in this specific situation, we could see that the comments were 93, we see 57 inside the Ads Manager when we do it, but it's still better than nothing. And I think that this is a way that's going to help you. What I like to do is that I like to use Advanced Plus campaigns with a lot of post IDs. So I go to the comments, I take all of these different post IDs as different ads, and then I try to optimize them in an Advanced Plus campaign, and this is helping me to scale more and more ad accounts. Let me show you, for instance. Over here, for example, we're having one account that I'm having for a very long time. Basically, if we come here from, I can go even back. I'm going to do a whole case study with this ad account, most probably. I don't believe that this is the actual spend. I'm sure we have spent more than that. Let me see. Yeah, it's almost 900K. So from February until now, it's 900K. Let me compile all the ads that I have spent something on that period in order to see the results. Filter them by together. You see, I'm taking also the bad ROAS, just so you know. 5.60 for ROAS. We generated $5 million with this account. The way that I have kept scaling this account is that I was doing a campaign, it was working well. After some point I was locating the post ID that it worked very well from all of my dynamic ads or the different ads that I had. Of course, here we have a very steady flow of new creatives. We have the money to scale and we don't have problems with stock. The break-even ROAS here is 4. I'm scaling even more and I will continue scaling more. Except from 1 month that it was on 4 ROAS, and over there I kept it stable so that I'm not going to lose my momentum in the scaling that I was doing. I believe that this month was June. Let me see. So June, I think it wasn't a good month. Yeah, it's 4.29, okay? We can see that the other months we hit 6.34. This month, not this one, this month alone, we are scaling 4.49, 150K. On June, we had 167K and we had 4.29. This doesn't mean that we are going to just close all of our campaigns and stuff. This is where the experience of a media buyer comes. You have to talk with your client, you have to tell them that they have to be okay with it, and the next month, as you can see, we got paid for that decision that we took, because if we were going to scale down to 100K, we wouldn't have the momentum of sending 150K so far, and we have another 7 days. If we see the spend yesterday, it's on almost 6K. 6 multiplied by 7 makes 42K. So basically, this month alone, we're going to spend 190K, which is good because we are coming closer to the Black Friday period, and we want to set ourselves ready of having an account. By the way, this account came to me in the previous year in August with a spend of 20K. And in the first Black Friday, we did 150K. Now we try to maintain that, and now we go to the new Black Friday period with 200 or 250K in the previous month so that we can spend 300k, 350k, 400k in the Black Friday period. This is the way that you're scaling accounts, and this is how you maintain them and then you keep. But the post IDs, and this is what I want you to understand, it was a very crucial part of this strategy, and this is what helped me to actually scale this ad accounts. In another ad account, over here, for example, we can see that that I'm using exactly the same thing with the post IDs. This ad account, for example, I'm scaling super hard because, again, I need to scale because I need to set myself to be ready for the Black Friday period. In this ad account, I wasn't able to spend as much as I could because of stock issues from the client. But now that he gave me the green light on June, I had 82k spent with 6 ROAS, and this month so far, I'm going to hit 150, 160k spent with 7 ROAS. I even increased the amount of ROAS that I'm getting. This campaign, for example, over here is post IDs. This campaign over here is post IDs. Of course, I have to hide the names again, as I said, but you get the point that there are a lot of campaigns here that they are bringing me volume and they are post IDs, and they are helping me improve my ROAS, and I keep building them more and more by spending to them. So in this one right now, I'm setting myself to 150k. Most probably in the next months, I'm going to go to 200, 250k and just try to have a very good Black Friday. Let's go to another account which is operates with a little bit less ROAS over here. Let's go to this other account, for example, that operates with 2 ROAS as a break even. I'm hitting 2.78 this month. I'm scaling most probably to 160k. Last month, it was 86k. The reason, as I said, that I'm doing this kind of scalings is because, first of all, I have the post IDs. Right now, after a year of running ads and having all of these variations, now I'm in a position of using them, and plus I need to go to this kind of numbers if I want to go strong with Facebook ads into the Black Friday period. So I hope that you liked it. I hope that it's going to help you. This is something that a lot of people neglect to do, or they don't know how to do it, and they are missing all of this engagement that they have paid for to Facebook, and they're missing it because they don't know how to use post IDs. It's very important, especially if you're running high budgets and you're not doing that, you're missing basically a lot of money. That's all I had. If you want to learn more, you can check my book, my free course, my paid course, my website, of course, if you wanna contact me. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.